take this ground terminal off, use a 15mm wrench. Once you get it loose, you can slide it right off. Now take this panel off. We want to take all the trim clips off. Use a trim tool. Just get underneath here. Pop that off. If this is attached right here, just pop that weather strip off. Should be one right there. And all around. And right there, pop that off as well. And slide this panel off. Now we're going to take these screws out. They're all on the top here. Use a T20 socket. Remove all of those. Underneath the vehicle, you need to remove this panel. This is all part of the wheel well, but you need to start with the screws underneath and take these out. Use the T20 socket to get this bolt out and this one over here. That's loose. Do the same on the other side. Take this bolt out here. You have to do that on both sides. Use a 10mm socket. There's two screws right here. Take those out. Use a T20 socket. You can just kind of move this out of the way a little bit, and then there's a screw right here. Use a 7mm socket. Take that one out. Just that one. Take that out. Now do this on both sides, and then just grab the front part of the bumper cover right here, or the side, and just pull with some force. There's some clips that hold it in. And before we slide the bumper cover off, disconnect the parking lights connector right here. If you have that on your vehicle, do that on both sides. And just grab the bumper cover and just slide it forward. It helps to have two people doing this. And just slide it out. This is a bolt behind this bracket. Use a 10mm ratchet wrench. Take that bolt out. It's going to take a little bit of time. And take that bolt out. Take this bolt out right here. Use a 10mm socket. This one right here, same socket. And these two up here with the same 10mm socket. Now just grab the light assembly. You have to lift up on the back right there. And then just twist it slightly as you pull it out. All right, so twist it and tip it down a little bit. And disconnect the connector. Just push down and slide it off. If you look at the back of the headlight, the adjuster is right there. After you're done the job, you're gonna have to adjust the headlights. You can put a hex key in there, connect the connector, and just slide this in. Kind of gotta angle it. Put this ear in a little bit. And being careful not to scratch anything. Get all these bolts started. Don't tighten them down yet. Just make sure you get them all started so everything lines up. Once you get those all in, then you can tighten them down. Just snug them up, not too tight. All right, snug all those up. Now you can reinstall the bumper. If you want, while you're putting this up, you can try to connect the fog lights in here. And just make it a little easier. Do that on both sides. And just slide the cover in position. It definitely helps to have two people installing this. So keep that in mind. All right, and take the screw and get that started. And snug that down. Make sure this lines up. That looks good. And put these 2 screws in. And if this thing has fallen down, you want to push this back up in position. It's just an air dam. That looks good. Take the 2 10mm bolts, get those started, and snug those down. Now put the screws back in here, these 2, and do the same on the other side, and tighten them down. And attach the screws that go here and all along here. Put the cover on. Install all the push pins. Install the weather strip right there. And this ground. And snug it down.
This is going to be a general tutorial on how to aim your brand new TRQ headlamp assemblies. Okay, so looking at your brand new TRQ headlamp assembly, you're going to see where your low beam is, and you'll see a little dot right in the center. And that is the access point, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to mark that with an erasable marker, just so it's easier to see. Next, what we need to do is measure from the level ground up to this point and take note of that measurement. Now we're just going to pull the car up to our wall. On our vehicle, we remember that the measurement was 28 inches for our access point. Your vehicle may be different, but that's where I'm going to put this tape, just above that 28 inches. We'll do the same on the other side. Okay, so let's just back the vehicle up, straight back 25 feet from the wall. And now that we moved our vehicle 25 feet back from the wall, we're going to start with our measurement here. That's where the headlamp center is. We're going to go down 4 inches on the driver's side. On the passenger side, we have our line here. What we need to do is go down 2 inches. To adjust the driver's side, we're going to cover our passenger side headlamp. If you look at the back side of your headlamp assembly, you're going to see something that looks like this. This is the adjustment. Some of these headlight assemblies have 1, 2, or even more of them, but you should at least have 1. This is how we're going to adjust the headlight beam. Now we're going to lower the top part of the beam down to just below this line. When you turn the adjustment to the right, it brings the beam up, and if you turn it to the left, it'll bring the headlight beam down. And this is this way on most vehicles. Let's continue on to doing the passenger side. All right, we properly aligned our TRQ headlamp assemblies. Okay, and on the quality TRQ headlamps for a pickup truck, the procedure is going to be the same. You're going to find your center dot, mark it, and then you'll measure from the level ground up to your dot. So once your headlamps are properly adjusted, it'll be time to adjust your fog lamps. You'll notice on the driver's side, the focal point is all the way at the bottom right now. I would like to bring it up so it meets up with approximately the bottom of the focal point of the headlight. Some fog lamps have an adjuster, others don't. The ones that do have an adjuster, you would just turn the adjustment to the left or to the right to adjust the beam up and down to where it needs to be. Now with your TRQ headlamps and fog lamps properly aligned, you can drive down the road safely.